Good evening, race fans. Welcome back into another edition of the NSRL, here for the final time in 2025. It is the Tuesday Night Truck Series for the NASCAR Sim Racing League. Here, as always, with my co-commentator, Art. How we doing tonight?
I'm excited we're here for the Decider Phoenix, probably the worst track it could be for NASCAR, but it's the final season of it. So
we're going to decide a championship here. They don't call it anything. No sponsors, no nothing. They just call it championship race. It's a championship 150. That's how many laps we got here tonight at Phoenix. 4 drivers. We got Tommy Gossett. We got Mike McConville. We got Tane Hodison and Daniel Moynihan. Mike McConville was out by 2 points after last week's race at Martinsville. Unfortunately, Brandon J. Minto had a hardware failure, whether that be computer or actual racing equipment. Something broke over the week. He was not able to make it tonight. So Mike McConville in, Brandon Minto out. Here, that's the leading headline, I suppose. So tonight's race information: 2 laps of qualifying for the 150-lap championship decider. Stage 1 at the end of lap 45. Stage 2 at the end of lap 90. 3 green-white checkers, 5 total tire sets. They'll run anywhere from 72 to 76 laps, so there will be a tiny bit of strategy involved tonight on when to, do you pit at the stage? What do you, with the fuel and everything, do you just take, fuel only and then, fully, I don't know, we'll see. There's going to be some strategy involved in it. 0 fast repaired as always, so if you're caught up in anything, especially when the championship 4, it'll be catastrophic for your race, potentially. With that being said, let's take a quick look at the early practice results as we're coming to an end here. And it's Mike McConville, 26.901, 84 hundredths of a second over Daniel Moynihan, and 2.5 tenths over Tane Hodison. So 3 of the 4 in the top 7. Tommy Gossett, not yet. He didn't set a practice lap, but he normally doesn't. So wait and see what he does for qualifying. Let's go ahead and show you the championship standings to reiterate what we just talked about. There's Mike McConville, Daniel Moynihan, Tane Hodison, and Tommy Gossett. On 4,000 points, Minto had to be swapped out. Hunter Kent has retired from the league. Gabriel Lafreniere came up so close from winning his way in last week at Martinsville. Bennett Allen did not advance out of the round of 8. Jeremy Paris and Will Young did not advance out of the round of 10. Diego Rodriguez looking to secure his best of the rest finish. Going to have to hold off Logan Giesbrecht here tonight. Stage points will matter for them, but not for the championship 4. Highest finisher gets it out of those 4 drivers. So, looking forward to it. 150 laps at Phoenix. We saw a thriller in the desert this weekend for pretty much all 3 in terms of their Game 7 moments, if you have to call it that. That's what NASCAR chooses to do so. Corey Heim obviously going 7 wide to get his championship, rightful championship claimed. Connor Zilic not as lucky, top 5 car, but not good enough to finish 3rd or 4th or wherever he finished. And Jesse Love, who won the opening race, didn't win again until the very last race of the season. He claimed the Xfinity Championship, and we all saw what happened to poor Denny Hamlin. And then obviously Kyle Larson getting the championship in the Cup race. So going by the trucks, the dominant driver of the season wins the championship. That would be Tommy Gossett. He has since loaded in officially. Did not set a practice lap, but the odds-on favorite take home the hardware here this evening. Let's see if the guys can say something about it.
And what a weekend it has been for NASCAR. A lot of controversy, too.
Man, if Corey Heim didn't win the truck championship, that would just be malpractice. 4 times currently on the board. Who's going to blink first from the championship 4? Tommy Gossett, not out on pit road, nor is Tane Hodison, Mike McConville. Neither is Moynihan, so they're all going to leave it late. Andrew Stacy currently on provisional pole, 26.95 out of 4 times. Pfeiffer improves on his second lap. We got Greg Holes, Stoney Benfield, Brandon Muir on pit road, and nobody else has. We got the 4 qualifiers out of 23 so far. But nobody has rolled. Here is Tommy Gossett. Will he be the first? He's the first one of the Champ 4 to at least get to the end of pit road. But this is strange because we get most of the field normally. We get, you got a couple holdouts. And here we go for Tommy Gossett, the first of the Championship 4. To roll. But normally we get the Back Row Motorsports gang electing not to qualify. But most of the field electing to not, in the first 3 minutes, not qualify. Not even come out to pit road, just a couple. But nobody else is qualifying currently. We've got those 3 previously mentioned on pit road. So all eyes on Tommy Gossett. He takes the green flag. We'll use every inch of runoff. It's loose on the transition. Dive it off into what is turn 1 and 2. I hate having to call this track because it's been ingrained that this is 3 and 4. You're coming to the front stretch. But no, it's absolutely backwards. Sun blinding as you work out of turn number 2 into turn number 3. Lose a race here for sure. Saw Keselowski do it. First lap for Tommy Gossett. Third quickest, 27.1. Gotta pick up. Almost 2/10 and heard something weird there, whether that be a mechanical issue or not sure what was there with the onboard. Second lap for Tommy Gossett. Can he find some improvement? No. Second quickest. So Andrew Stacy still on pole. Here comes Daniel Moynihan. Still no movement from Mike McConville or Tane Hodison. Green flag in the air for Moynihan. Hundredths of a second separating Andrew Stacy from Tommy Gossett. Moynihan slideways off of turn number 2 there, it looked like. A little sideways there off of 4. Second quickest. Can he find 300ths of a second? But he's way up top through 1 and 2. It looks like his first lap might have been the quickest. And into 3 and 4, he does not get to that yellow line, not able to route the bottom. Second lap for Moynihan. Does not find any improvement. What was his second lap? Invalidated. I didn't see where he invalidated it, but I guess he did. Mike McConville next up. Actually, excuse me, Tane Hodison. So they both went out at the same time. Hodison's first lap. P1, 26.92. McConville, the last to set a lap time. He was first overall in practice.
And his practice time would be on pole, but that potentially ends some draft.
Hodison through 3 and 4. McConville, first lap completed. Good enough for third quickest. No improvement for Tane Hodison. So Mike McConville, if he could find just a couple of hundredths on his second lap, he will be the one leading the Champ 4 to green. Right now, as it stands, Tane Hodison on provisional pole into 3 and 4. Looks like he's gonna miss the bottom a little bit on the entry. Second lap for Mike McConville, 27.08. So Tane Hodison on pole for champ contenders inside the top 5. Andrew Stacy with a heck of a lap in that 65 machine. And how about this? Tommy Gossett. It was the odds-on favorite, but he did have something going on with his truck on his second lap. He did improve, but it sounded like he couldn't get the truck to stay in gear, or shift gears, I should say, coming off turn number 2 there. But if he gets his issues resolved, he'll be, I mean, he's right there. I expect him to be very, very quick, so.
Ian Hodgson coming into it, man.
How about that?
I mean, that's a way to make a statement.
Did not see it coming, truthfully, that he would outright be on pole. So here we go. We got some other laps coming in now. The rest of the field still racing for their best points position. And how about Claude Furlan going up to take P1? 26.88. Only man in the 26.8. Sylvain Joly going third quickest. Diego Rodriguez has been on a very good run of results in these playoffs. Best of the rest in points. 16th quickest. He got a chance to improve. And Greg Holes. Looks like he's about to start his first lap as well. Sylvain Joly not able to improve, but Claude Furlan, last year's champion, has not won a race, but he puts it on pole at Phoenix. Easy to see why he would be a Champ 4 contender, or a champion last year. With the speed at Phoenix specifically, Rodriguez improves to 9th quickest. It looks like Greg Holes will be your final qualifier, but unsure of, unless he's going for a lap 2 qualifying. Which it looks like he was. So he has a time on the board, 17th quickest. And lap 2 is where he's going to go for his quick time. Final qualifier of 2025. Greg Holes will see if he can be the final pole sitter of the year with a good lap 2. Way up the hill in turn 4. Coming down across the line. He does improve, but only to 14th quickest. Entire field nearly separated by just about half a second that elected to qualify. John Wilco, Jeff Carson, Steve Herring, Travis Minto, Rich Jett, and Richard Pruitt electing not to qualify. They'll start at the back of the field. This is how close it was. Claude Furlan got it done by 37 hundredths of a second. Sylvain Joly in third, so good results for the Accent LED team. Tane Hodgson second, leading your championship 4. And then right there, Mike McConville, Daniel Moynihan, Tommy Gossett down in 7th. Half a second back to Matt Mackin and Chris Claude, 16th and 17th, 18th and 23rd. No time set. Richard Pruitt. Six trucks specifically within a tenth of a second, and then Tommy Gossett. I think he had. I do think he had some significant issues there on his second lap. So I think he was quicker than his qualifying time reflected. 9 trucks within 0.2 of a second. We'll see who's got the qualifying speed, who's got the long run speed, the short run speed. We're all about to find out here just after this 5-minute warm-up. Don't think green flag pit stops are on the cards tonight, just with how the fuel run and the stages kind of get involved. So I don't foresee green flag pit stops being an issue. Something that should be practiced nonetheless in case we get some weirdness. I really don't see how it happened, but it's something you want to be aware of. Be aware of where your pit box is at. So this is the 5-minute warm-up, things to be. Where's my pit box at? How do I get in and out of pit road?
Like, this is it before go time.
There is no coming back from this. Unsure of when. Well, when did they make the announcement? That's when I guess he would have been notified. So I guess, what was that? Yesterday afternoon is when they made the official announcement. So unsure, McCon was like, oh, well, I'm out of the Champ 4, so how much laps are you going to put in? Just the season finale, long season, While the other 3 guys would be putting in, or 2.5, depends on how much time Minto got in before the hardware failure, but that's something to monitor. Those other 2 guys would have had, especially Tommy Gossett, winning the Roval a handful of weeks ago, could be practicing for this event exclusively. Payne Hodgson had a little bit longer time. The other guys were locked into the fight all the way up till Martinsville. Said all the signs would point to Gossett having that early advantage. Zach Lindgren got it done in the Xfinity Series last night. Mike McConville got 3rd. Looks like their Sunday night series. Chris Davis got it done. 150 laps. It'll go by relatively quick at a mile long. If they keep it nice and neat. We talked about it last week at Martinsville heading to Phoenix. It's classified as a short track, I suppose, but about 160 miles. It's just a weird conglomeration of a racetrack at this point. You just got to mind your business. Here they are. You see them side by side in practice. So the ability to wreck and wreck hard is there, essentially. You could have a wreck where, you got the engine damage, and you're done. I mean, you're toasted. Saw it a handful of years ago. I think it was Kyle Larson in that wreck. Off of the restart, spinning down towards the inside. So the ability to knock yourself out is there. Have somebody else knock you out, it's, we've seen some pretty big wrecks here in years prior, so. 5 total tire sets, 4 in the pits, one to start with. That shouldn't be an issue. You can expect some guys, if you get out of sequence, they can afford to go, I would say, pretty aggressive. They have the tire sets to be aggressive tonight, should an alternate strategy present itself. We saw in New Hampshire to open up these playoffs. Guys taking advantage and being able to save a set of tires at the end, so we'll see how that plays out tonight. There's Brandon Minto in chat. Hate that he couldn't be here. He earned his way in last week. Thrilling points battle that we watched unfold last week, but obviously hardware failures kind of outside of everybody's control, so hate that he couldn't be here tonight. But rooting for Mike McConville. If he's going to replace you, might as well make it look good, I guess. 23 drivers
I'm just saying,
tonight.
If I was racing for a championship, I'm taking my wheel to the library. I'm going somewhere. I'm finding me a computer. I'm running. I want to make that title mine.
Absolutely. There you see the drivers highlighted in gold on the timing tower. Those are your Champ 4. Payne Hodgson, Mike McConville, Daniel Moynihan, and Tommy Gossett. All 4 in the top 7. It should be a really good one tonight. Looks like everybody, Richard Pruitt, going to start from pit road, and he's been kind of calamity corner. He's just been, wherever Richard Pruitt is, there's right or wrong, there's usually a caution around that 24 truck. So, not currently by any of the Champ 4s. So, but you got all of them right here. Moynihan, McConville, Gossett. So if something happens early, and even Payne Hodgson's just right above them, 2 rows up. If something were to happen here early on the chaotic restart, who's involved is, just gotta. It is a one-race, Game 7 moment. So if there's an incident, we've seen it in some of our previous broadcasts, it is well and truly the first man across the line that final lap that gets the title, but the first man to get us underway tonight will be Claude Furlan, the championship finale at Phoenix is underway. And Tane Hodison with a blinding restart to get us underway here. As they fan out,
rewind.
Mike McConville right up through the middle. Andrew Stacy on his outside, Sylvain Joly on his inside. Driver on the outside actually got the best start. Not sure if Claude Furlan got caught napping a little bit. Andrew Stacy, trouble right in front of the championship contenders. And Joly into Lafrene. Like we talked about, I think Moynihan was potentially involved. Lafrene and Joly pretty much done. Right in front of your championship contender, specifically Daniel Moynihan. I don't see any damage.
Got a little piece of it. Not sure there will be damage. They just kept piling in too. Man.
So he doesn't actually make any contact, but you can see here, that's a 65 right up behind the 43. Everyone's tentative on the start. 65 is going to back way off. No contact there between himself and the 53 of Daniel Moynihan. But there is definitely contact. They were just about 3 wide. And he is going to make just the slightest contact there. That is nothing to be concerned about if you're a Daniel Moynihan fan. What you're concerned about is Sylvain Joly and Gabriel Lafrene. As that was a huge hit for Joly. So actually is going to get a piece of Tommy Gossett, and then he overcorrects into the fence. There was a handful of those.
Just came piling in.
The 06 down the hill. Stoney Benfield, Sylvain Joly, Matt Mackin, Jeff Carson. It's like Aaron Mack up ahead, a separate incident with Pfeiffer on a track blocker early on. Tommy Gossett, Daniel Moynihan technically involved. No damage for either to report. But Gabriel Lafrene about won his way into this championship 4 last week, and just like that, it would have been over for him had he caught the cautions at a better time. You know, maybe bittersweet that he wasn't involved and to have it ripped away that early. But we've already thinned out the herd just a little bit there. I know that Sylvain Joly's pretty much done. Lafrene, I mean, he'll be there if he wants to continue to compete, but. So we're already down a handful of trucks. Benfield also still on pit road, as well as Matt Mackin, who's leaving now, but already thinning out this herd, so that could provide, you know, less chaos at the end of this race. So we'll see, but second lap of this race, high drama. Great restart for Tane Hodison, or great start of the race for Tane Hodison. First restart of the night, and Mike McConville will attempt to follow him through. Second place looks like he'll do so. Gossett to third.
41 action there, but
no problems for Moynihan or Gossett. Four of your championship. Oh, that was close, but that was behind him with Rodriguez and Moynihan side by side for the race lead and for the championship. This is what we're talking about. This is what it is. And there's Gossett right there in the 3rd position.
Far behind. He still wants to, be a part of it.
That's close already between those two. Nearly contact. Big dive there. 1 through 3 in 6th place. So now fighting back up to 5th. So only Claude Furlan in the top 4. It's not in the championship 4. You don't have to look far for that 4th contender. They got them all juiced up, man. Champ 4, and they're all running inside the top 5. Much like real life. They're... Oh! Trouble at the front of the field! And that's... You gotta... Man!
I want to slow down a little sooner there, bud. Like, just drag him along the fence.
And that is right side damage for Tane Hodison. Noticeable damage for Tane Hodison. No.
Get in there pretty early. I believe Tane Hodison came up.
Let's take a
Conville
look at
was
it.
up there against the wall.
Well, Tommy Gossett and Daniel Moynihan said, hey, if you just want to take each other out, that's fine with me. Yeah, not anywhere else, really, that Mike McConville could have gone in that situation. He's just kind of hanging out that second groove, trying to get a run off. Slow it down. Spotter's probably saying clear. But, I mean, at that point, oh, yeah. Nowhere. I mean, that's just kind of a racing deal at that point. You're not going to say, oh, the 22 cleared himself. He didn't really come across his nose. He just happened to be right there. I think McConville's not going to put himself up in the fence, but he was already up there. This is where they leave. Corner exit right there. Maybe you could say McConville just a little loose. I'm not gonna... You just would expect that incident, like, oh, right there. That's a that's a noticeable little crunch there on the right front for Hodison. So, will they get that to all iron out? I don't think they will, but that is a lot to be. Normally if that happened with 10 to go, you're like, they're racing for championship, no one's gonna move. But that was 10 laps into the race, so that's there's a lot going on there. You don't want to go a lap down this early. I mean, it looks like they got most of it fixed. Don't see any noticeable damage there anymore. But you hate to be in that position. Not even 10 laps in. Here's will be a good look at it. Should be at that point it looks fine, but again, hate to have to be in that position. Sylvain Jolie obviously going to call tonight. Benfield, Aaron Mack. Matt Mackin back on track. Lafreniere able to get back going, although with significant damage. And Lafreniere is still actually on the lead lap somehow. We're back underway. So now it's Tommy Gossett out in front, and he got a blinding restart. Moynihan says, all right, guess it's me and you at the front. Let's see how they race each other. Tommy Gossett.
Ooh, 39's in the wall. Low and Gage-Brecht.
Tommy Gossett out in front, clean air, started 7th, and didn't really have to do a whole lot. Just kind of let everybody in front of him kind of wreck. But he's out front with clean air. That's a scary sight for the competitors. Conville back in 11th in a hornet's nest, and Tane Hodison in 15th. I don't know how that truck's going to respond.
I said it in chat with how they're wrecking. These drivers still have a shot. We saw Kyle Larson go a lap down in the Cup race, although they did have a lot of tire issues in that race. But he came back.
Yeah, he was a lap down in stage 3 and then won the whole darn thing. So plenty of racing left in this. I mean, there's a long way to go, but things have settled down at the front for now, as Tommy Gossett has about a 2.5-tenth lead over Daniel Moynihan. Conville back into the top 10. Hayne Hodison has picked up 2 spots. Let's get now down to just a car length. Moynihan closing in here. But it's good to see everybody's, we know McConville and Hodgson had that incident, but they've all been inside the top 5, and they have stayed there. Obviously, very short runs, but... Oh, more trouble. That is Aaron Mack. Or no, that's Richard Pruitt and...
Aaron Mack.
It was Aaron Mack.
What happened here? Oh, it's just more of the same.
Oh, this time, though, it was Richard Pruitt. He got absolutely sideways. He was loose even before he fully got off the corner. Loose. Although the 31 doesn't give him much chance to recover. As he's loose, he'll slide up right there. Bam. And they both go around. And then he gets him again. So good news if you have any damage. You can get a lot of it fixed. Pace laps here, not the shortest. I mean, it's just you get a good chunk of damage fixed if you're a lap down. Obviously, Matt Mackin will get the lucky dog here. Lafrene, that truck's beat to smithereens, but he will get a chance to work on it. World Championship 4. First to 11th, so they're working their way back up the field. There goes Mackin. What a chippy start to the championship race. Hopefully that means they'll get it out of their system by the end of it. If you're Stoney Benfield, you would want them to keep wrecking, though, as he's 2 laps down. We have 2 guaranteed cautions remaining in this race, so it looks like everyone in front should be back on the lead lap at this point. I think Pruitt might putting himself a lap down, though. I think he has. Aaron Mack also 2 laps down as a result. Pruitt has called it a night. Second retirement, so officially down to 21 trucks.
I was going to say it. Man, we're still not... I mean, hey, we're close to now 20 laps done.
20 laps
what a
for
start,
20 trucks. Yeah, this pretty chaotic opening. We've had literally every championship driver has had contact with another car tonight inside the opening 17 laps. Back underway. Top 2 should be clear. McConville 9th, Hodgson 11th. We'll see how they race each other. Got John Wilco in between them.
One of those situations where, I mean, you hope that Hodgson realizes that it was his fault.
I don't even... It's, fault for that incident, in my opinion, is hard to come by. It was just the kind of... I don't know. It was just literally an inch over the line. Racing incident that early. Because obviously they weren't trying to wreck each other at that point. If that's, you know, coming to the checkers, it's a whole different ballgame. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see how they
McConville
go.
was like on the wall. There's nowhere he could have really gone. He might have been able to back out of it, but you're racing. You're not gonna, you know, give your opponent an inch. But then again, McConville could also be mad about it because, you know,
like, hey, you
Hodgson,
squeezed me up there. Who the heck knows? Well, like I said, we'll see how they race each other. If they get up there and they're still heaping mad at each other, and then they really do wreck each other, and then, you know, it really is over. But it's tough to. That's a very tough situation to put yourself in that early. You know, oh, we're all mad at each other, yada yada. You know, we're heaping mad, but now you got to do the whole rest of the race together. You got to get back up there. Because, you know, right now they're 1-2. So, and you're not a part of that. You're out of the championship conversation as it stands. Of course, he's
Hodison's not
6th.
moving through this field like McConville is.
Just mired in traffic. Got to pick him up. We got to be smart, especially. Still in stage 1, over 100 laps remaining in this race, and they're too wide in front of you. Just got to pick your spots. Conville back into the top 5. Gossett 2 car lengths ahead of Daniel Moynihan. They've kind of just been about this distance. No real long run to determine who has what just yet.
We've also got another fun flag thrown into the mix of driver nationalities. Andrew Stacy claims the Isle of Man.
There's like 8 people on that island. Tane Hodison up to 8th. So he's, slowly working his way by this traffic. He'll set his sights after Brandon Muir. Side by side behind him, Brandon Pfeiffer, John Wilco. There's Giesbrecht in the 39 machine. All going to battle. Conville continues his charge. He looks like he's quickest in practice. Came up just a little bit short in qualifying, but like a strong 8 truck. And he's into the 4th position. 2.5 seconds off the race lead. Half a tenth quicker. Tommy Gossett out in front that last lap over Moynihan, so starting to build a little bit of a cushion. Only man in the 27.6s that last lap. And it will be said this track will change over the course of this race. So we're going to finish obviously under the lights. Track's going to get a whole lot cooler, more grip later in this race. So there'll be changeable conditions to worry about. And it must be said, if you're Tane Hodison specifically, he had that huge slide. Do you burn a set? Obviously, we won't know for sure. We weren't able to go back and look at it. But did he take tires on that, to prevent, just being way behind on track position, get those tires scorched up? Do you take a set to just avoid being behind the 8 ball early? You have to burn a set, and then you lose kind of that aggressiveness later in the race? I think he did.
I think you look at like how the season's gone, and you bet on hopefully not getting a late race caution, and you throw the potential extra set out the window. Like you've got to save your race now. I mean, if we do get a late race caution, it will obviously hurt, but I don't think these drivers, like, obviously no one wants to make mistakes, but right now in this race, like, you got the spotlight on you. Do you want to be the driver that pulls out a caution with 10 to go and you change the race?
Because it's an interesting point, because if you don't take the set of tires, you had a pretty decent slide, and it's not even saying they'd fall off a cliff, but you'd just be kind of mired in traffic more so than you would have been.
How he is now?
Right. Do you take that risk? Hey, I'm just stuck back here. My tires aren't as good as these other guys that, didn't have a massive slide on the back stretch. And would it have been worse if you're just, I'm stuck in 10th, and then restart stage 2, I'm still stuck in 10th, and I got to work my way through traffic, and naturally I'm just so far behind everybody, but it kind of seems like his recovery has stopped up to 8th at the moment. Conville is able to keep that charge going. He's now 3 seconds behind. And all of these guys within a tenth of a second of each other in lap times. So 3 seconds separating the top 3. This is the longest run of the night, so no surprise early on there. Tommy Gossett, Daniel Moynihan, and then at McConville. So a tenth of a second over the last 5 laps. Gossett's eked out over Moynihan. McConville basically pulling even with Moynihan. Tane Hunnison not in the top 5 for the 5-lap average in those 5 recent laps. So it was Andrew Stacy and Diego Rodriguez. So it obviously updates lap over lap. So Gossett 27.9. McConville's pulled within. Now he's just for the last 5 laps. Just like that though. Once he crossed, so about a tenth of a second right now. You could say over the last 5 laps that Gossett has over the field. Best lap overall, early in the first 34 laps, goes to Daniel Moynihan, 27.2. Gossett there with a 27.3. Hodgson there with a 27.4. Mike McConville nowhere to be found in the fastest lap time overall, but he is very consistently. He's probably 6th quickest and just has that consistency down. So he is trying to close in here. There you have it. Tommy Gossett started 7th. He gained 6 positions, currently runs first, but John Loco from 20th to 9th in the early going. A couple other your biggest movers, Steve Herring, Brandon Muir, and Travis Minto as well. Speaking of Loco, he's looking to pick up a spot, actually, on Hodgson. He's closing back in.
Loco also got a decent bit of help there from all the wrecks.
That's true. But you get to championship race, and you're like, oh, we got a top 10 car. That is, not good enough as they run. First, second, and third. He qualified well, Tane Hodgson, but ever since that one incident, he's just kind of, he was 16th. He got up to 8th. You can still see a tiny bit of right side damage on that 22. Could be impacting his truck. But right now, just kind of stuck in 8th, under pressure for 9th. If he didn't take tires, he would love the stage break here in just 9 laps. Opportunity to bolt on a set and hopefully work his way up towards the top 5. Lafrene, just the fact that he's still on the lead lap, don't jinx it. Oh, Jeff Carson hang on to it as well. But he's still battling away. He's got no right front on that truck. And he's still at least trying to battle, which you love to see. Obviously under pressure from the guys around him that don't have massive repair jobs that they'll have to take at the most recent pit stop. But it's about 2.5 seconds in between your top 3. 2.4 back to Moynihan from Gossett, and then 2.3 back from Moynihan to McConville. So all spread out at the top 3 right now. Claude Furland, 4th, 5th, 6th, with Rodriguez and Andrew Stacy in pursuit. We come to the end of this first stage here at Phoenix. Looks like Rodriguez got a piece of the wall there, potentially. Definitely see some cosmetic on the right side of that 21 machine. But Tommy Gossett with the early, shot across the bow with the long run speed in stage 1. And then if he replicates that, look at that, that's close from between the 65 and the 21. If he replicates that in stage 2, once the conditions start to, get closer like they will be at the end of this race, that's when you're like, all right, what can we do to challenge? What do we got to do? What adjustments? I mean, obviously your base setup at this point, you got most of it locked up. But there are small things you can do in a pit stop in the open setup that this league, offers. You can adjust small things, tape, brake bias, make a wedge adjustment. What can you do to try and get that truck to compete over the long run, save some tires, and have some more consistent lap times? That's what they'll all be asking.
really seen Gossett have to fight for it. It got
that's
handed to
close.
him. So now that
He's
we'll
out
have
front.
McConville and Gossett, there together potentially. See, what it does when he is being pushed.
Saw some
I mean,
smoke. You
that's
see some smoke there off turn 2. But he is
interesting.
comfortable out in front. Didn't see anything specific on our overlays, but saw a puff of smoke there. You see here, he is taking advantage. He is shortening this track up using the apron. Obviously, trucks in real life, not a concern with their tires taking that shortcut like they were in the Cup Series. And then obviously bring it over to virtual world. There's really no downside to taking that shortcut. But early on the throttle, letting it roll up to the top of turn 4. Not using all of it. He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to, fully go down there and have to, come all the way back up. The transition is still pretty rough, virtually. And it can unsettle the truck a little bit, get a little loose, and you do use up a little bit of tire wear if you're not able to, have a stable rejoin. Much like real life, too, you deal with out of turn number 2. You are blinded by the sun for a good portion of this race. Caution is out as we get to the stage break. Tommy Gossett winning stage 1. That won't be a concern later in the evening, but here for this restart, it will be a concern as that sun begins to set. But a dominating performance there from Tommy Gossett once he got that clean air. Well, now how about this? Pit road was open. And because of where the pace car was at and how far Tommy Gossett... Man, Phoenix is broken. He is... Oh, my goodness. That is not right. Gabriel Lafreniere is the lucky dog, but he's going to have to come in this go-around, and he will lose literally every single spot on the lead lap, assuming they don't come in for repairs again or top off on fuel. But that is not how that should work. But tires for Hodison, McConville, you can see there, Moynihan as well. 14.8. McConville going to be 14.9. Hodison, 14.9, but... Say what, looks like he's not even going to pay. He's going to save a set of tires here. At this point, Tommy Gossett says, you know what? I'm not going to take a set of tires beyond the same strategy as everybody else and lose all the track position. I will just save a set. I will deal with it for 40 laps when we get the restart. And I'll have a set. So he's going to go super aggressive on the tire strategy here. Poor Aaron Mack wanted to wave around, not going to get it. But yeah,
does he have the fuel to do it?
He will have to pit in 30 laps. Actually, that's a good point. But then he's not. So he's gonna.
So he might be banking on a caution.
Odds are he'll get one once we're all bunched back up. He'll have to be careful to not be the caution because he is on older tires compared to everyone. But how many times have we seen where he has older tires and he's able to just maintain anyways? You know what I mean? So, especially if he can just maintain and he gets a caution at the right time, but you don't want to pit under green, which he'll... Don't think it'll happen. I don't think we're going another 30 laps, but if we did, that would make it a little interesting for him.
It'd be a little hard for him to maintain. He was about second and a half, if not a little more, off on pace on those tires. As long as these drivers can run the 27s, they should be able to.
Back underweight.
He's going to get a good jump there, but man.
They cleaned it up towards the end of stage 1, but we're all re-racked together. Championship contenders all over each other. Moynihan with the early jump. I mean, you just see it on the restart here. 3 and 4 wide. So, honestly, if he gets a quick caution, I imagine he'll bolt. I mean, unfortunately for him, he's going to lose out on the strategy somewhere. Just a matter of what he can do to mitigate that. And Moynihan to the point. Because there's no guaranteed cautions in stage 3, and you don't want to get yourself in a, oh, well, I'm just going to wait for, you know, we'll just see. It's just awkward, and I feel really bad how that happened, but that was pure just, I don't know. Yeah, he's just kind of hanging on right now. The tire fall off here, pretty darn big. So you'll see how important tires are. Even Tommy Gossett, one of the quickest drivers all season. Just got to be careful not to get run over as well. Looks like he might be a little loose. Those tires are going to be pretty old. Oh, he might have got a piece of the fence there as well. Oh, but look how they're racing all around
into it behind him.
Underneath him. It does look like he has a tiny bit of right side damage there as well. He did catch a piece of the fence at a turn 2 last time by. This has got to be, oh, just, he's nearly going to get put 3 wide here. 78 not able to take that dive, but. We've seen him recover before that. Yeah, he's just diving down. Like, look, just y'all can go around the outside. Y'all got to carry the speed, please. Please do not run me over. Tane Hodison back up to 5th. He's back here kind of in this hornet's nest, although he's not a part of it. He's just, you know, fading, so they will eventually go by him, you know, up to a certain point while these tires are still new, and then if they overcook it, he could potentially, because he's got so much raw speed, if these guys, you know, burn their stuff up, he could, and we've seen it before, he'll get these spots back if they, you know, push it too hard, because he's good at taking care of his tires, so. Out in front, Moynihan has been, I think, comfortably second quickest overall tonight. Tane Hodison back up to 5th, 2 seconds behind Moynihan. McConville, half a second behind. Andrew Stacy rounds out your podium tentatively. I'm trying to think of what, you know, we're trying to the championship race. You hate to focus solely on it, but you're trying to just think of the implications here. He's 5 seconds back. He'll keep losing time, a couple tenths every lap, especially compared to the leaders in clean air. Gonna lose time, and if, you know, the worst case scenario, he has to pit under green, and he has to take tires at that point. He'll go a lap down. Does he go 2 down? We're still a ways away from that. You can go about 76 laps, so he's got 20 laps to, you know.
If he gets to a green flag stop for himself, he goes 2 laps down. Like, that truck is struggling despite him being incredibly fast, even on the older tires running 28.2s.
But he'll naturally be behind, you know. He's already 6 seconds back. Plus the, you know what I mean? He'll lose time, and at that point, yeah, you're kind of just like, hey, let me block a little bit. Let me make you work for it. Push you up in the marbles. Again, don't wreck. You can't. That's the thing. You can't just cause a caution purposefully, because if you get wrecked, then you're done anyways. But you're like, hey, can I just make it a little awkward for the guys around me? Maybe they spin out. You know what I mean? Because that's what you're thinking of now. If he goes another 20 laps. But there are guys racing hard around him. And if he goes 2 laps down, right, it's just gonna depend on where he would cycle out, because again, he'd have the quickest truck by far. He'd have, you know, they'd be the inverse. He'd have 40 lap fresher tires, and he could get one of those laps back, and then it's just, you know what I mean? It's just you're not rooting for a caution, or you don't want to see anyone wreck, but like, Tommy Gossett needs a caution, and he looks like smoke flying around and nearly got one potentially. Maybe under pressure here from Stoney Benfield now. 7.5 seconds back. Because there's a host of guys that are laps down too that he would get, potentially stuck behind. So he has to make sure he's, that first truck. It's you know what I mean? You'll be the first one 2 laps down because then you get the stage break, you're 1 lap down. But if you miss it, then that guy's ahead of you continually. So then you're racing the other guy and you just got to wait. But if you're the other guys, I don't know if they, we have the 9,000-foot view up here in the sky. If you're the teammates of Daniel Moynihan, Mike McConville, and Tane Hodison, you're like, hey, fellas, like there is an opportunity here to trap the quickest guy all season multiple laps down if you don't wreck. So if you're racing really hard, just, it would help me out. Don't cause a caution.
I'm down a little bit.
Right. Which none of these guys are adhering to right now. They're going for broke right here. And it's just, it's 50-50. It either happens or it doesn't. You get the caution, you don't get the caution. There's so many guys around each other right now. Tires are starting to wear. We're, handful of the way into this run already, and look how close they are. If you overcook it, just, you drive in a second later than the guy in front of you, you will just spin him out. But you're right here, 3 wide into 3. Excuse me, turn number 1. I knew I was going to do it, just a matter of when. Just a matter of when. And it could even be as simple as somebody getting loose, Like, oh, I spun out, I have self-spun, and caution comes out. Somebody takes the transition too hard, oh, I've spun out. There's a host of ways that this could happen. This is the good battle right here. McConville was closing in a bit. Moynihan has opened that gap back up to about 0.4 of a second. Hodison has been stable in 5th since the restart. Hasn't lost too much time, about a second since we last checked in, but he's closer to the front. He's not losing on the cars behind him, as they obviously now battle it out. So he, is 3 spots closer than what he was at the end of the stage. So he'll take that, I'm sure. Tommy Gossett, 9.5 back, still under a little bit of pressure. Stoney Benfield, that's not for position, a couple laps down. And then there's Chris Claude, would be the next one for position. It's about 10 seconds, and then a potential green flag pit stop here in about 10 to 15 laps. So he's still rooting really hard for that caution. Because if he gets one now, he'll come in and take tires and fuel, and then he'll just, run away to he'll probably win the stage with his tire, offset in the other direction. He'd get back up to first, and then he'd just take a set at the end of stage 2, and he'd be on the same strategy everybody else back at the front of the field. A lot hinges on this next 10 to 15 laps. A lot. See all these... Look how close that is with Pfeiffer and Hulls. Always loose. Hull's able to scramble away. Now Wilco... We know Wilco's very... He's got the Arizona Highway safety on the side of his truck, so... He'll mind his manners. You had a lot of cautions in that first stage, and obviously the stage break itself, so it wouldn't surprise me if he could extend it out easily past lap 80. And I don't... Do you even dare trying... I don't think you can get to the stage at that point, but...
And you'd have to do a lot of saving in that.
That's what it said. The field run was estimated 75 laps. I don't think there's any way you get to... I mean, there was a lot of... Who the heck knows?
Yes.
But obviously, I don't think that's something you plan for. Be like, oh man, I can't wait to get screwed out of not being able to pit because of where the caution comes. I don't think you plan for that. So I don't think you're like, oh, I got to save fuel for both stages. I don't think that's something you're prepared to do coming into the night. Especially, too, because there's going to be more guys the next 20 laps that probably go a lap down. Specifically Lafreniere. So that adds another one ahead of you that you have to worry about. Potentially getting stuck behind if you have to make that green flag pit stop. Matt Mackin should be fine. It's nearly 30 seconds, so it should just be Lafreniere, but he's heavily damaged, as we know. So we'll see. 7/10 laps, so they will catch him. As these guys continue to go at it. Greg Hull's nearly losing it there. But we'll see what happens with Tommy Gossett. He's just still leading these two, Sony Benfield and Chris Claude. I'd say around lap 80. I mean, obviously he'll be able to extend. By how far? Had those 3 cautions plus the stage to save fuel. But you're not, like I said, you're not planning for that, so you're not purposely, I don't think you're saving fuel in stage 1 knowing that, hey, we got a second stage. You know, but you naturally save a little bit. We'll just see how long he's able to go. Let's see if he's trying to save fuel now, knowing that he needs a caution, knowing what he sees in front of him. He's actually catching this group because of how much they've been battling. He's 2/10 quicker than this group. Oh, and that's what I said. Like, he's going to get here. He's going to make them uncomfortable. So, hey, if you just want to go ahead and wreck, be my guest.
He's running a 10th slower than leader.
Yeah, so no, I don't think he's saving.
How, man? What sense does that make?
He just ran a quicker lap time than Mike McConville, so, and that was with 46 lap over tires. That is insane. So he's literally caught these guys. He's half a second quicker. So yeah, if you're Tommy Gossett, truthfully, I mean, you're pretty darn close here, 5 to 10 laps away. At this point, you're like, oh, if I just, if I come up to clear and I hit somebody, whoops. At that point, you're not really worried about the at fault. You know what I mean? Like, truthfully, that's kind of what you're thinking. I'll just come up. I'm so much faster. I'll just clear anyways and just make the slightest little bit of contact as I'm leaving the scene. And, there's my caution. That's how I'd be thinking. Hey, I have to have this caution. I'm gonna work to get him a little bit loose. His brake bounces off the wall. Toss it up to 12. 11.5 seconds behind the leader. But I'm sorry, that's kind of got to be disheartening. You're like, hey, this guy hasn't pitted yet. I have 50 lap pressure tires on those, and he just passed me. I'm sorry, that's a little disheartening. I'm the guys that are seeing this. It's like, how does he do it? Obviously, he's got a good team around him that helps him with the setups and everything, but it's a testament to how, you could really, you put in all this time, you could really go a long ways. Oh, man, that was loose. Oh, and there it is.
He's still, oh, there it is. Finally. Little late. Probably not necessary, but kind of. Man.
He was loose. Yeah, honestly, it's probably what I said. Like, I hate to say it, but he's way up there, and he just comes up and hits him. Like, let me just make him uncomfortable. But then it's like, he doesn't actually get him that loose. Like, he hits him, nothing really happens. Then he hits a transition, and then he just dies. So yeah, I think it was pretty close.
On villain.
I don't.
Oh my gosh. So is Tommy Gossett.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not gonna let him have his strategy, but.
Well, it doesn't really matter because well, at this point, like, why are you taking a second set here? That's because Tommy Gossett. This is like, yeah. If you're Moynihan and Hodison, just bite the bullet, right? Like, you'll pit in 10 laps anyways. But Tommy Gossett's fine. He might have a tiny bit of damage. none even, which is funny. It gave damage to Wilco, but I think it was a little bit of a like I think it was pretty close to fuel there. It was like lap 78. But at that point, right? Yeah, he's probably like, all right, let's just do this. You'll never know for sure, but that's what happened. Because you can see him up there, and he's just kind of like, oh, let me just. Yeah, I think so. Well, the contact is made, and then he turns right, but it's kind of because I don't know. He didn't really try too hard to get off, you know.
Waiting accusations.
I mean, it makes sense, does it not? Kind of. Like, it was right there. Yeah, bad place for it to happen too, because he's gonna hit. I mean, you saw Greg Hull's nearly in front spin out. You can hear the contact. He gets him unsettled, hits the transition, and the truck just explodes. And obviously it happened right in front of the league admin too, so caution flag is out.
Yeah, I made bigger accusations this weekend, so I said Hendrick threw the 24 under the bus to give the championship to the 5.
And here's
I believe that with my heart.
And I'm not even gonna say that is not an intentional wreck. There was nothing about it that says, "Oh, like let me just make that abundantly clear." He did not intentionally wreck John Wilco. I just don't think it's like, oh wait, he didn't get as far away from him as he could have there. But there was nothing. Oh, he went up and got him. He just, it's whatever. He's like, oh, whatever. But he needed a caution, so like you could make that's just from what we saw up here, knowing that if he goes too loud, you know what I mean. Say what you want about it. It's whatever. There's been much worse done. So now he's got the fresh tires. I mean, so does a couple other people in front of him. Oh man, Travis Minto into the fence. Oh man, trouble right behind him. Travis Minto in front. Oh wow, Claude Furlan just at a shallow angle hip checks the 7. And poor Jeff Carson behind gets run over trying to check up for everything in front by Matt Mackin. Man. Yeah, so Daniel Moynihan, Tane Hodison, Rich Jett, Greg Hulls, John Wilco have not pitted, although Rich Jett elects to do so on this caution. Interesting. So we were on the verge of massive strategy. Like, how is it going to play off with Gossett? Is he going to get it? Is he going to not? So, but now it's kind of back to boring. I'd say honestly, it's kind of just whatever. But he has only pitted one time. Mike McConville, I think. He's got one less set of tires than everyone. And it might not matter, but he doesn't have that flexibility later in the race. So we'll see. We will see.
We gotta wonder if they're gonna throw their caution for the stage.
They should. Like they will rerun it and then they have to throw the caution again because this was not over, so they will have to do a handful of laps. The lights are off on top of the pace car. They'll get the restart with 86 laps completed. 4 laps to go in the stage. Obviously, just be careful if you're, you know, Tommy Gossett back here in 14th. Knowing that a couple guys ahead of you have to pit. Back underway. Mike McConville, you would think, gets up here to win the stage. With his fresh tires. Sun continues to set here in Phoenix.
They're getting into it. Saw a truck get loose there, I believe.
Conville around the outside of Hodison with his fresh tires. Gossett, you know, trying to work his way up as many spots as he could possibly get. Makes his job easier on the next restart. 3 laps to go. Because he knows a handful of people in front of him will have to pit. So if you can pass a couple of guys that are on the same strategy as you, then it's even better. Here comes McConville. 2 laps to go. He's right there for Moynihan. He gets the drive off, points to the bottom. Diego Rodriguez also on the fresh tires making a charge at it. And if you're Moynihan, you do not care. You're pitting anyways. What does it matter? Just stay ahead of the guys that are on the same strategy as you. Oh, and around goes Furlan, and that'll end the stage. Bounces off the fence. Mike McConville does win stage 2. Tommy Gossett won stage 1. Mike McConville stage 2. One more stage in 2025. Determine our champion. They just got loose on him leaving turn number 2. Actually, wait, did he get help there? Said he got loose from the cockpit, but it did not. No, he was loose already. Yeah, maybe the slightest of contact. That was the 43 getting loose. Anyways. So now here's an interesting one. Mike McConville's coming in again. He's taking tires again. As is Tommy Gossett. So all fair that... Alright, never mind then. Okay. Guys pitted at lap 80. And then 84. Not gonna... Alright. So pretty much, I mean, they're dead even on tires now, all of them. So nobody... That is curious that you do that. Why take tires... Huh. Yeah, that's interesting that you take tires for that short. I don't know that.
This is why we're in the booth, not in the car.
That's very true.
Truck.
Yeah. Diego Rodriguez will be in the lead of this race. Getting back to green. Mike McConville is going to restart this final stage leading the championship. Tommy Gossett down in 12th. Just a couple. It's McConville, Moynihan, Hodison, and there's Gossett. They're all right there, 7th and 12th. back underway. Final stage of the season. And Hodgson all over the back of McConville, being super aggressive here right on the restart. 3 wide right in front of him.
Ooh, 18 in the wall.
Looks like Jeff Carson also in the wall behind that as well. Just got to mind your manners here. Tommy Gossett making a big move. Claude tried to block, not quick enough. Oh, and he's going to take out Jeff Carson right above it. We stay green?
No caution.
Hey, all right then.
I mean, he didn't really go around, just got into the wall.
All right, we stay green. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I don't think he has enough speed to do something about it, but man.
Conville, knowing that he's trying to, clear all these trucks up here with 10-lap older tires, just trying to get as much space as he possibly can. Tires should not be an issue. It's Matt Mackin's slow. Looks like he's getting back going though. 1 second separates all of the championship 4. Mike McConville is 1 second ahead of Tommy Gossett. Half a second ahead of Tane Hodgson. 0.7 of a second ahead of Moynihan. And you got to clear these trucks on the alternate strategy as quickly as you can just to get trucks in between you and the other championship 4 contenders. Without trying to burn up your stuff too quick. That's also, the consideration. I got to get around these guys, put some space in between me and my competitors. But I don't want to burn up my stuff doing it. There's only 55 laps to go. It's such a balance at this point.
Got a caution.
And caution is out.
Is that the 43 potentially?
No.
Yeah?
It what? Claude Furland again?
I believe it is. Got turned by the 62.
John Wilco. Oh, he just drives it up in there. Oh, yeah, he just gets him. And then he gets hit by Greg Holes as he checks up. Nope. So, yeah, this will, you see some guys coming in now. Tire strategy kind of swinging back. When do you take that last set if you have it? I mean, it's funny how it plays out. You go 45. The last stage is 50 laps. Or 60, I mean. But yeah, it's quickly. Just within 50 laps to go here. Just like that. So we shall see. Sonny Benfield gets the lucky dog. Final 50 laps. What do you got? McConville will restart in 2nd. Hodges in 3rd. Moynihan 4th. Tommy Gossett in 6th. Starting with 51 laps to go. 8 cautions, a lot of attrition. The back half of this field. Here we go.
Will this be the first time since the start of the race that it seems like all championship drivers are on
they're all here.
Right there.
Whoever got the best truck over the last 51 laps. they'll take home the championship. Right now, Tane Hodgson got the better restart. He's out in front. He's kind of been the man kind of at the back. Look at the big move from Gossett. They're second, third, fourth, and fifth right now as they run. Rodriguez on older tires probably won't be a factor down the stretch. And here comes the aggressiveness. Conville thought about the block.
Oh, Gossett, he almost gets into the back of him.
That's something you got to be careful about. Because it's like, hey, if you wreck me, you're also not winning the championship. I don't care who wins, but if you take me out, then you're coming with me. So
I didn't think about, but Diego Rodriguez, teammate with Hodgson, they lined that up and were ready to jump together.
Got to be smart because there's no give anymore. It's all take. Second, third, fourth, and fifth. And what factor does Rodriguez play? He's got the older tires, but honestly, at that point, let him go on by. And then try and block as much as you can. But Hodgson, it took him forever to get back up here. Does he have the natural speed? He didn't in the first two stages. Oh, so we could just do cockpit cam, and there's the race for the win. The race for the championship right here. Inside of 50 to go. 48 to go in our season. As they pull away, Logan Giesbrecht half a second back. They're in the Champ 4 for a reason. Gossett got a little squirrely there, trying to keep Gossett behind, but knowing you also have to pass the two guys in front of you. You can block all you want on Tommy Gossett, but you are not the champion as it stands. Now we go to Tane Hodgson, who got in courtesy of his win at Talladega. Big dive here from Gossett. Can he keep the momentum up on the bottom?
Oh, he gets in the back of him. That's going to slow both of them up.
But they're not. I mean, with how this is playing out, nobody's pulling away. If anything, Hodgson is slow in front of Moynihan.
Watch for the lead here. Yeah, Moynihan's he had the run there. He was on his bumper out of 4. If that was a corner.
Rodriguez, I think, is now starting to show some age on those tires. He slides way up the hill. Hodgson loose in front of Moynihan. It is anyone's game, and here comes Moynihan looking for the championship lead to the inside. Looks like McConville way up the hill. That's going to allow Gossett an opportunity to shortcut the track on the inside. Not quite there, but look at this mess we got for the race win, for the championship win. It's all right here. Hodgson holding through, and now he's going to look for the race lead as well. Got a great run off of 2. Gossett finally the inside of McConville, but he's going to have to get around Moynihan as well. 3 wide for 3rd. Oh, McConville, a big send. He's going to get boxed in here by the 21 machine on the older tires. He knows it, too. He's going to push him all the way down the back straightaway if he can. I think Gossett realized what's about to happen here. He backed out of it. McConville's got to find a way through. Contact made! Oh, Moynihan!
They're going at it.
Hodgson through to the lead. McConville trying to stay on that outside, trying to keep the momentum up to try and get back by. Rodriguez with some amazing staying power on those older tires, but Moynihan with the preferred line. He should be able to throttle up first. McConville trying to hang on. Here comes Andrew Stacy into the mix. He's got a couple lap fresher tires than everybody. And here we go. Andrew Stacy to the mix. Here comes Rich Jett as well. Oh, into McConville. Caution is out just like that.
No!
And that is not what you want to do.
Man.
That's... Yeah, if you're... That's... You hate to see that.
That's just unacceptable.
Yeah. You got the fresher tires. You should have more grip. He just goes up there and gets them. Just, I mean, he blew that corner. Yeah. That is a dumb way for that to happen. You hate to be the guy that's involved, to bring out a late race caution, but you also manage to, then wreck one of the... And he'll stay out. I don't know if he's got tires, but yeah, well, he's... Oh, boy. That's rough. That's tough scenes there. And we've seen him before. He raced in our, YG Media Indy 500, but, that's a tough beat there to wreck one of the Championship 4 contenders. McConville, I mean, it's right rear damage. He'll bolt on his last set of tires again. That's a tough pill to swallow. And he kind of got hung up that with everyone battling with Rodriguez. That was just, kind of a crazy sequence of events there. It's not race. I mean, it's pretty close. It's a good chunk there in the right rear. He'll have to be, obviously he'll, fix the damage, but... Looks like Hodison and Rodriguez, looks like they took 2? Gossett definitely took 4, as did Moynihan.
Hodison only took 2?
I guess they pitted at lap... I don't know about that. So here you're looking at the right rear. You definitely tell it's a little tiny bit deformed, but they've buffed out most of it. And he's down and away. I mean, that's all they could do. I mean, they fixed, what iRacing says they could fix. That's what they fixed. So we'll see. I mean, he's down, of course, now in 18th, so... That is a tough beat. He's got to go. He's got to get all the way back up there. Handful of drivers have stayed out. Just the 3 of them, but they will play a factor in getting through traffic. Tane Hodison on 2 tires as well. Tommy Gossett still has a set, as does Moynihan. Conville back in 17th, and he's just going to hope for the chaos card. I don't think we're done wrecking.
Oh, definitely not.
But he's back there now, and it's probably we saw it happen at Martinsville. Just one. Oh, you were in the first wreck, and then he was in the second, and that was it. Here we go, back underway. Good jump for Andrew Stacy. Hodison knew. I mean, he had the right idea.
There goes the 78. Greg Holes immediately.
Damn. Did not.
Oh, is that a misshift? Ooh.
Oh yeah, he did not get a gear. Steve Herring actually gets the worst of that.
We are not going green. No.
It's left front damage there.
Man. Pace car hadn't even pulled into park yet.
So a couple free spots there for McConville. Getting him to 15th, but he's also, you're running out of laps, so. Tane Hodison looks like he actually lost a spot there. As did Tommy Gossett on that exchange. You got more damage at the back of the field, you can come in and fix it. Matt Mackin gets a lucky dog. That's about it. Got 3 retirements from this race. Jeff Carson, Richard Pruitt, Sylvain Joly. 20 trucks on track. How about this 06 machine? They got that thing mostly fixed up on the front. But he's going to get a lead lap finish out of this. inside of 35 laps to go. Fuel not a concern anymore at this point. It's all about the tires, man. You got a set left for me. What can you do? But we had a real battle on our hands for the race win, for the championship, and I hate that it ended the way that it did. No.
Man, that, like,
Yeah,
we were in for an all-timer there.
Cinema! And let the best truck from that, pass everybody and march on to the championship. We're just getting ready to see it. But here we go. Still, let's see if we can go further than we did last time. We reached double-digit cautions here tonight. Started out chippy. The middle was clean and getting chippy back towards the end.
And from all the wrong people.
Andrew Stacy, the control car, through the restart zone. The O'Reilly Auto Parts restart zone. We're back underway. Tane Hodison knows he's got to be aggressive. He's only got the 2 tires. Might as well get by everybody that you can. As quick as you can. Put some distance between yourself and those behind. But here comes the Corey Heim move from Tommy Gossett. Couldn't quite make it stick. Oh, and into Rodriguez!
Oh, man.
It's another couple spots for Mike McConville.
I think it's at least one.
But he's like, hey, I got 4 fresh tires. I know we got 3 trucks out here on older tires. And he was just going to... He tried it. He saw it pay off in real life. And he's just going to come up the track. And he's going to clip that 21 machine. Does not... Oh, he's so lucky to escape any follow-up activities there. But
it is very clear that Tommy was fighting that truck, trying to stay low. But, man, they're just 3 wide above him.
And a couple of these guys are like, hey, this gives us an opportunity. We're going to come in and get our fresh tires on. Doesn't really mean anything, though, because there's been so few laps from under green. They will technically be fresher tires. That only leaves Andrew Stacy out by himself. It's Tane Hodison, Moynihan, Pfeiffer on the same strategy. Gossett up to 5th. McConville would be back inside the top 10. We know he's been so quick. There's not a whole lot of damage. He should be able to get by some of these guys, but again, when they're 2nd, 3rd, and 5th, don't know how far you're going to make it. That was the teammate. That was Diego Rodriguez that got spun of Tane Hodison, so. But obviously Rodriguez now down in 12th as a result of that. We'll see if Hodison... Yeah, we'll just see, if that comes back to affect anybody. Lights
How
are
many
off.
cautions do you think we have left?
4.
4. I can see it. Let's hope we can get at least 5 laps in this time. I think if we get 5, we're going to go green for at least a little bit.
I think we got 4 more in us. Even that's kind of a lot, too, over the last 30 laps. That would be annoying. Let them run it out. May the best man win. Again, Hodison's on 2 tires. Moynihan and Gossett both on 4. Stacy on 4 tires, but last period on lap 97. Moynihan with the advantage. Hodison's going to get himself blocked up there. And Moynihan to the advantage, but Hodison was able to fight his way inside of the 65. So can he offer any resistance to Tommy Gossett? We're about to find out. Moynihan clear. McConville still mired in 10th. And stuck at the top of 3 wide. Not where you want to be. Stacy catches a piece of the wall. Ooh, nearly contact there with Gossett. Less than 30 to go. Gossett. Last lap was the fastest first sector of the track. Hodison going to force him the long way around. Gossett going for the crossover. Looks like it. 4 tires versus 2 tires. Nearly more contact made. Fighting to stay in front. Hodison does at least for a lap. Conville's still stuck in 10th. Think he's pretty well cooked at this point. Like we saw with Hodison earlier, that damage, you just get stuck there, especially once you're in traffic.
I want to say, well, we might consider Gossett kind of aggressive, especially for as talented as he is. He's given a lot of room today. I've seen him check up a lot to like try and not bring out cautions. Obviously, he had that one incident, but
you can't just bulldoze your way around the guy. For the most part, unless you get him on corner exit, you can drive away. There are exceptions. But you have to be able to, you know, like, is this guy going to wreck me? If I move him, is he just going to dump me into the very next corner? And they're door-to-door right here.
Oh boy. Man.
Let's see how Hodison thinks about it. We'll see what he thinks about it.
Hodison's got to fight into it.
He's not going to do anything. He's got 2 tires. That was kind of inevitable is what that was. So, you know, you kind of, all right, well, I fought for as hard as I could. 25 to go, 0.8 of a second. Moynihan's been comfortably the second quickest truck. Gossett's been the quickest overall tonight. 0.8 of a second. McConville still stuck in 10th, making no headway. So it's a 2-man show at this point. Conville would have to stay out and then hope, you know, just chaos. How he lost at Rockingham all those months ago. Just got to hope for something like that. Last lap, 27:42 for Moynihan. 27:39 for Gossett. So a smidge better for Tommy Gossett on that last lap. Last lap, 27:52 for Moynihan, 27:44. So nearly a 10th better there for Gossett. He'll be there. Probably 15 laps to go. Even before that, depending on if they can keep it up. So you saw, you know, Gossett and Hodison beating and banging a little bit. Tough racing. This is for the race win. This is for the championship. So Moynihan, assuming he keeps getting caught little by little, another 10th quicker that lap for Gossett. He'll block for his life. Gossett clearly the quicker truck at this point in time. We saw him there. He was able to get lower through 1 and 2. He's a little bit better in Sector 1, a little bit better in Sector 2. You know, just a little bit better on both ends of the racetrack right now. That last lap, though, identical. 27:53. Hodison 0.3 slower than that. McConville stuck in the 28th, half second a lap slower. Needs these two to wreck, and somehow Hodison to be involved in a wreck on a restart. Coming to 20 laps to go in our season. So if he gets there, if he's able to close in these final 0.6 of a second, which last lap, a 10th quicker. So if he gets there, closes in the final bit, Moynihan's going to block for his life. How that ends up remains to be seen. Fastest 5-lap average. Tommy Gossett about half a 10th quicker than Daniel Moynihan. Hodison or McConville involved in the last 5 laps. 0.06 of a second quicker over the last 5 laps on average. 0.4 of a second between your top two. Hottison is third in the championship 4, but 2.3 seconds back. Probably wishing he'd taken 4 tires, maybe been involved if something happens between these two. Just ever so slightly starting to close in even more. Gossett, 10th quicker on that last lap. We'll see what it is this time by. He was the quickest man on the racetrack. Moynihan the second quickest.
It almost feels inevitable at this point. It's just, what do you do to potentially stop him?
Both in the 2170s. Yeah, I mean, it's 17 laps to go. It's kind of just like Corey Haim. What do I do? How do I hold him off for 17 laps? I mean, it kind of feels inevitable at this point. Comfortably, Moynihan's been the second quickest truck. But the first quickest truck's right behind him. Like, what do you do, right? You're 3 seconds ahead of everybody else, but the guy that's, hunting you down is, in the championship 4, because, of course, he deserves to be here. I think you just got to be patient with it. You're clearly quicker. You don't have to even bulldoze your way. You don't have to set it up. Just set it up. You don't got to do anything.
You do have to worry about,
And here he comes to the inside. Just let him overdrive it. He's going to go crazy blocking. You just show your nose. Get alongside of him like this. There you go. You don't have to do anything special. He can't block you off down here. He's going to have to overdrive it just to stay even with you. Way up the fence, and that's it. Maybe. One last gasp at him. He's got the run. But, I mean, he's already alongside of him. He's going to gas it up on the bottom here. He's fighting back so hard. I can appreciate that. Gossett all the way down, literally through pit road. It said he exited pit road on our overlays. But now he is clear. It's going to take a Herculean effort. Crossover, maybe? Do you get to his inside? He's there. I mean, you have to show the nose. You have to fight back, but... not able to do so.
I figured he would go into the try and get inside and just force him up the track. I mean,
yeah,
you don't necessarily want to wreck him, but you can put him in an uncomfortable position.
Because now that he's in front, I mean, he's got the clean air too. Like, might be, conceding just a little bit, saying, "Hey, I'm not gonna wreck you for it," but because that was it. He had the crossover. He could have at least shown his nose to the inside, but. I say it's not. I mean, this race is not over. You see all this chaos back here. 10 laps to go. Conville has actually fallen back to 14. So I mean, it looks like they got it fixed, but again, not really.
Hey, you were talking about potentially being patient and just taking it as time goes. I was sitting here back here watching him almost 3-4 wide. And it's like, you might not want to be too patient if another caution comes out.
That's true. Take away the laps, and he gets a jump on a restart. I mean, he has not fallen off a cliff. He's 0.3 back. If, Gossett, for some reason, had a slip-up or something, he would be... I mean, he's right there. So Gossett has to be, collected until the end. He is not checked out of this race, but... do we get a William Byron situation? Does somebody blow a tire? Does somebody... what happens down in the final 10 laps of this season? Do we get a late race restart? And does Hottison just send it from third... Does anyone have tires left? I think Gossett does, and Moynihan, so... Hottison might only have left side tires, which you throw on and just, hope it sticks somehow. It doesn't, but... that's what you're hoping for. 10 laps to go.
I say it looks like it's cleaned itself up throughout the field. There are a couple spots here and there, but...
yeah, there's a couple of good battles. Lafrene, might get a top 10 out of this. But he was junked on the very first caution of the race, and he is challenging for a top 10. John Wilco's your biggest mover, 20th to 9th. Brandon Pfeiffer with a top 5 run tonight. Solid run for this 18 machine. Anything you can do to take momentum into the offseason. Rodriguez, wishing he was going to be up there to help his teammate. down the stretch. He's rebounded to 7th. But LaFernet top 10 would be nice. Battling away for it. Oh, Greg Hulls has spun. Caution is out. 12th caution of the night. Now what do you do? If you're Mike McConville, you're staying out, and you're just going to be in the way. I think that one's pretty obvious, but... Battling away with Rich Jett. This was the battle for 13th at the time. And he just got loose. Surprised they threw that. Surprised iRacing brought that out. Alright, what do you do? Everybody caught the pace car. Oh! Moynihan's going to stay out. I don't know about that.
If he doesn't have... Does he have tires?
He had a tire to take, but...
And he doesn't have a lot of people staying out to protect
no.
him.
No, he doesn't.
Like, that's one of those moves you pull if, like, you would know that, like, people are going to be out there with you.
I'm surprised McConville comes in, honestly. Truthfully.
Surprised Hodison comes in.
Hodison, if he has tires, though, this is his saving grace. He can bolt on 4 here. Is he just going to take 2 again? He's got 2 more right sides, at least.
I'm surprised he doesn't take that and use that advantage because...
Yeah, okay, so he's just going to keep putting on right sides.
Oh, there we go. I was going to say, yeah, take 2, get the advantage, and just hope.
But surely the man has left sides he could have bolted on. Gossett took lefts again. You could at least... I don't know.
I mean, do we see a Denny Hamlin here?
There's a couple 2-tire stops. It was Giesbrecht, Wilco, Rodriguez, Hodison. Oh, now Rodriguez is back in front of Tommy Gossett. That could be, That could be interesting. Gossett to 8th, but I mean, we've seen the move he's made with that Corey Heim-like move. Moynihan is in first with 30 lap holder tires. He is cooked. Like, even Hodison will catch him. Lights are off on top of the pace car. 5 laps to go. Be 4 on the restart, which is an eternity here. 4 miles to decide it. Yeah, I'm surprised that McConville just doesn't stay out. Just like, you know what I mean? Just, hey, you go around me. You have to pass me to win it. You know, that's your ritual sacrifice. I don't know. But this is going to be ugly. Gossett there, 4th in line on the outside. Hodison, who he's, realistically chasing, 2 rows in front, 2nd row on the outside. Gossett, 4th row on the outside. He's stuck up top. He can't cut down. He's going to just probably try and sail it around everybody entering turn number 1, but can't do the Corey High move on the bottom. Moynihan will probably go early just to try and get away. It is all to play for here with 4 laps to go at Phoenix. And he does get a great jump. Hodison boxed in a little bit.
Oh, they're setting each other up the track there. Hodson trying to make it 5, almost 5 wide there.
And Gossett, look at the chaos. He's trying to find a way through. And he does. And they're wrecking behind him. We got overtime. We will have overtime.
Hey, look who's here. It's McConville.
How's he 5th? What in the world? With what truck?
So, if something happens, man, he's there.
It's 2 laps. Problem is for everybody else, Gossett is there, and you got to get to the white, but he will be there instantaneously. He did not get held up. He's not boxed in. He's got the 4 fresh tires. You saw the move he's going to make on Hodison. And at this point, right, it's all... it was all take before. But, like, you're just going to shove him out of the way. You got 4 fresh tires. You've been the fastest truck. You're in a green-white checkered situation. You're just going to bulldoze them out of the way. You're second in line on the outside. Four of the championship. They're all inside the top 5. That is insane to me that it ended up this way with how this race has been going. Diego Rodriguez, the wild card. He will be restarting in front of Tommy Gossett, and they had a little get-together just a couple of laps ago. And it's a 2-lap shootout, man. It is 2 laps, just like it was in the Cup race. And 4 of the 5 are right here, all on different strategies for the most part. You got Moynihan on no tires, wants the track position. Rodriguez is just here. He's the wild card. Hodison on 2 tires. Left sides are fairly old at this point. Tommy Gossett, Mike McConville, both on 4 tires, but McConville's truck is wounded. 1 of 3 attempts. You see it right here. So they, if they don't get it done on the first attempt, they got 2 more. We've seen this, long live Rod Car. If for some reason they had 3 restart wrecks for a guy in 19th place, it's just it's just an example. It could be whatever. If they wreck instantaneously 2 more times, it's over. If it's instantaneous, like we saw that 1 wreck where you missed a shift, the caution comes out again. You cannot advance your position. And if on that 3rd and final attempt, they wreck instantaneously. That's it. There's nothing you can do. They have to get to the white. If they wreck after they get to the white flag, it doesn't matter. iRacing doesn't care. They don't do that. You get to the white, you race back, no matter what. But they got to do that first. Daniel Moynihan, the control car. You got a good jump with those older tires. Blimp cam's the only way to do it. They're all right there. Through the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. A great jump for Moynihan. But here comes Hodison. Oh, that's close.
There'll be 3.
Look at McConville with the big move. Side by side for the race lead and the championship. Contact! Contact! Tommy Gossett's around! Oh, and here they come! Oh, horrendous incident on the front stretch, whatever you call it. Screw this dumb track. Huge implications. Moynihan holds on. Holy smokes. Potentially the season-defining moment. Gossett boxed in.
Net code. He gets shipped up the track by like a foot of net code from McConville.
Good God.
They don't even make. Oh, no!
Not like that, brother. He's unhappy. He's very unhappy. I saw him go back up there to 4th, and I wanted to make sure, let's make. Please don't wreck anybody under caution. It's frustrating enough as it is. Understandably upset.
I mean, they might make contact, but there is a considerable.
So McConville's going to send it in. Nothing there. Oh, good God.
I mean,
that's so bad, man.
It's horrendous netcode. There's over a foot between those trucks.
I mean,
I could fit myself between those trucks right now.
That's such a terrible way to end this, man. Look at that. Sure, you could say I was gonna hit him anyways, but we don't Gossett.
The netcode always makes it worse than it actually is.
Because Gossett and Hodison made contact earlier. They were door banging, in this exiting turn 2 with 30 laps to go. They were literally touching each other, and nothing happened. So you can't say, it is the point of contact right there. They're not touching at this point. And then, of course, he's 3 wide. Rodriguez is there fighting for his own race win, but it's just unfortunate that he's there because Gossett's up the track, and then, of course, into Rodriguez and the chain reaction, Here we go. Oh, that's so dumb.
I mean, that's obviously it for
Right,
Gossett, but
that is so stupid.
I don't know. McConville doesn't want to race that way, like just not who he is as a person. But
I mean, you saw him up there. They were racing hard. Like, all four of them were
Yeah.
up there racing, good. And then, Andrew Stacey, this is all you're doing. No offense, but it is.
Yeah,
Kind of is. Like, they were going to settle it themselves. And he had fresher tires. I get it. Yes, I get it. But, like, you did wreck McConville, and then, So here you go. 1, 2, 3. The fastest truck all season, once he showed up, is now no longer here.
he's manually disconnected. Not that truck would have finished the race, but
Honestly, stay in it. They might kill each other all right here. Who the heck knows? Here we go for the restart. Second attempt at green-white checker. We got to give up back to the blimp cam. We will have a champion here very soon. Remember, Moynihan on super old tires. Hodison on 2. McConville on 4 with a wounded truck. So I guess advantage to Hodison? I don't know. Big send from Hodison, and McConville's way just off sequence.
He's gonna ship him up the
they're wrecking!
There's caution! When did the caution come out? That might still be Moynihan's.
Oh my god. What happened to Mike McConville? And what was the caution for? What was the caution for?
Was it McConville? Did the game bug out and throw it on McConville?
Dog. We literally got one chance left. And it gave it back. What in the world?
I don't see anything.
When does it come out? But he's all like, he is just here.
Oh, wait, the 43? Something happened with Claude?
Did it?
I mean, a little something. Oh, yeah. What in the world happens there?
Claude Furland. Oh, just kidding. Actual caution. What happens? Just loses it.
Just get loose.
But what happened to McConville? He gave up. Like, I guess he realized his car wasn't going to be worth it. He's like, oh, he's pitting.
Something wrong with the truck?
What on earth?
Has Tane Hodison won himself a champion? I mean, he's going to get it around Moynihan before a caution comes out to win it, but...
Yeah, because now, if they don't get back to the white, it is literally next flag ends the race. Oh, he hit the incident limit. Oh my gosh, dog. Alright, so, well... I don't have a race control thing for this. Well, he came all the way back and then somehow got the incident limit. Hodison shipped up Moynihan.
He was there.
And he was going to move him, so if you're Daniel Moynihan, you know this. That he literally just moved you. So, it is literally all gloves are off. It is next flag. Oh, so that explains McConville. He was coming in to serve it under that. He was coming in to serve that drive-through penalty, and then the caution came out, so. Funniest possible outcome is they get to the white. These two wad it up, and Mike McConville wins the championship. That would be the funniest outcome. I don't know. We're about to see something here. This is the first time we've gotten this far. 3 green-white checkers. This is the first time all season we've maxed out our green-white checkers. Next flag ends the race. If they wad it up before the white, whoever is ahead at the time of caution, that's your champion. If they get to the white, they race back to the checkered flag. And here we go. Through the restart zone, Moynihan will have the advantage. He can launch first, but he's got the older tires. Back underway.
That's a big there was a large checkup back there.
So he's clear.
3-4 wide.
Hodison's going to send it in. So 1 and 2. He's got a good advantage. And here comes the send. If he gets to his inside, I think that's it. He's going to dive it up underneath in 3 and 4. Into the fence for Moynihan. Can they keep it green long enough to get to the white? Otteson going to make a big send at it on the bottom. Can they get back to the white? Yes, they can. Race is official. Moynihan's going to have to do something desperate in 1 and 2 because Tane Otteson is ahead and looking for a championship. Moynihan trying to brave it around the outside, but with the older tires, it's going to be close. He actually has a run coming down to the finish. Looking to the inside. Here's a block. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. He chooses the outside. First back to the throttle, and it's going to be Tane Otteson winning the championship. Who wins the race? I think it's him as well. Tane Otteson. He gets it done.
Pfeiffer trying to make it a race there, but man.
Otteson, who looked dead to rights, was spun out early in this race. Ends up your Season 5 TNN Truck Series champion. His only win before this was at Talladega by 1/1000th of a second over Mike McConville to get him into the championship 4. He survived the adversity. Started second here tonight. In an early incident with Mike McConville, got spun out on the back straightaway. Had some damage early within the first 20 laps. And Tane Otteson, your 2025 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series champion.
Idle Motorsports burning it down together.
How about that? Super consistent all season. He started every single race. These stats were entering tonight. The Brunswick, Maine driver started 25 races, won 2 of them, Talladega and Phoenix, and had 17 top 10 finishes. How about that?
He's already in the waiting room. He wants that interview.
7 top 5s, 17 top 10s. He got 2 poles on the season. How about it? Let's go. Let's get him in here. Here with your 2025 TNN champion, it is none other than the driver of the number 22 machine, Tane Otteson. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. That was a little intense towards the end. I know I had the tire advantage over Daniel, but I knew I had to send it because I thought there was going to be a caution in 1 and 2, and there's no way I was going to lose the championship like I did last year, where I wasn't aggressive enough. So I'm relieved.
Yeah, sounds like a big weight off your shoulders, man. That was nerve-wracking up in the booth. I'm sure it was nerve-wracking in the cockpit as well. But the last 50 laps, some of the greatest racing we've seen all season. All 4 of you guys up there at one point in time. Obviously, McConville has that incident. He kind of fades back. It kind of settles out. You took 2 tires initially. You were kind of third best watching Moynihan and Gossett go at it. You get the caution at the end. You take 2 tires again. Get the track position. And then obviously, you got the green white checkers down the stretch. Caution comes out before anything can happen. We get to that third one, and we have to get to the white before anything. If we have the caution comes out before, race is over, season's over, whoever's ahead, time of caution. So just having, like you said, to set that move up immediately, knowing you don't know if you're going to get that second half of the lap in. And it was clean. Yeah. It was clean on the final attempt between you two. It was clean for the championship, for the race win. And he had the run off of 2 on the final lap, showed the move, going into 4, able to block it, and he looks to the outside, and you're first back to the throttle. You crossed the line first here tonight.
Yep, and I think I also won the race. So
you did.
That's my first non-super speedway win in the truck. even in officials. So this is kind of a big one for me. I feel like I finally prove that I can do it, not just on road courses. And I don't know. I'm tired right now, and my heart's still going. But in about half an hour, I'm going to be jumping for joy because so much work gets put into this, and this is just kind of awesome that it got put this way, especially after the 200ths of a second between me and winning the championship last year.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, it was fine margins all season, but kind of talk me through the start of the race too, right? You obviously have good speed in qualifying. You start second here tonight. Then obviously you're involved in that incident with McConville early. You're kind of stuck around 10th place at the end of stage one. You slowly work your way up inside the top five for stage two, and then you're kind of just letting things play out up until obviously the very end, kind of down towards the business end of this thing. But just a wild race at one point. It's like, oh, he's out of it. Like it's lap 20, he just got spun
Yeah.
out. And then coming back to winning the championship altogether.
Yep, and I do apologize to McConville for that. I didn't. After qualifying, I forgot to reset my race steering offset, and there's like a massive dead zone I didn't like. So it seemed to get better through the race, but I didn't mean to come up, and I knew that was my fault the whole time. So I'm glad it didn't take either of us out of contention. But yeah, and then after that, pretty much my game plan all week. I put so much practice into this. I knew I wanted to take two tires at the end, no matter what, two right sides. But my game plan all week with that was also just for the first two stages. Stage points really don't matter, so um, just survive the first two stages. I didn't want to be leading because I knew I'm not fast on the race setup, but yeah, just survive the first two stages, see what happens in the third one, and pick your pick your strategy from there. So, and it seemed to work out.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, able to, the early spin and trying to recover, and then the craziness at the end here. Just an insane race. Um, and congratulations on the win. Congratulations on the championship. And we'll let you get any shout outs in if you have any.
I got a few. I got all the guys that well, Twisted and Hammer Down Speed through the middle of the year. They were really helping me understand how to set these cars up, like during or do pit stop adjustments. Not quite far along yet, or enough along yet to know how to set these things up, but I can do pit stop adjustments because of them, and that really changed my whole season in the way I drive, knowing that I can make changes. I got to thank my teammates, all of them. We got Brandon, Logan, Aiden, Diego, Eli. Some weeks. I got to give a big shout out to Diego for tonight because he sacrificed his race for mine. He let me go, and unfortunately, I haven't seen what happened, but he paid the price for it. And then another huge shout out to my parents because it's funny to them watching this sometimes because this is not what they grew up with, but they know it's my passion, and they let me do it every Tuesday and Sunday night. So I think the biggest shout out has to go to them.
Absolutely. Couldn't do it without them for sure. The people around us. So they're a big help, obviously, behind the scenes. Congratulations again. Go celebrate, enjoy it, and we'll look forward to 2026. Congratulations again.
Yep, thank you. See you in 2026.
Here with your runner up tonight, the 18 machine of Casey Brandon slash Pfeiffer. But congratulations. The biggest mover tonight, up 13 spots, started obviously down 15th, and you wind up with all this chaos to pick up your first top 10, first top 5, and the first podium of this season.
Yeah, I mean, great race there at the end. Four tires paid off for me there. If I had one more lap, it probably could have gotten tamed too, but I'll take a second any day as long as my teammate won.
Yeah, absolutely. But nearly got him there. Almost did the repeat of the Cup race. Ryan Blaney stealing the win away from Brad K there, but thrilling finish at the end. You able to avoid the chaos. Didn't there's 18 has just have you were naturally quick tonight anyways. We saw you numerous times inside the top 5, top 10. So a quick truck tonight in general, and then able to take advantage of those 4 tires at the end, and you wind up on the podium. So congratulations on the runner up tonight. We'll let you get any shout outs in if you have any.
All right, yeah. Just I want to shout out everyone at Title. They gave me great setups this week. They have helped me get better every week for TNN for the races I've run, and I just appreciate all of them for getting me where they are and giving me a ride for after I left QM. So I just appreciate all of them. They're great people, and I can't wait to run more with them again next season.
Really, congratulations on the runner up, and look forward to 2026.
Thank you.
Here with the driver of the 53 machine, Daniel Moynihan, comes up third here tonight, second in the championship standings. He made his strategy. He stuck with it there at the end, decided track position was the way to go, and nearly able to hold on despite the tire offset at the end there, and had to look at it off of 2 and into 4 in the final lap, and came up just a little bit short tonight.
Oh yeah, I think I did the right call on the strategy for the tires, but after me and Tane had a little contact, and I had some other contact with another driver afterwards. Tane didn't give me damage, but the other driver did, and I think that kind of screwed up the aero on the truck a little bit. But yeah, that final green white checkered, I was feeling pretty tight. And I think it was because of that bit of damage I had. I feel like if I didn't have the damage, I could have really had a better look. But we'll definitely settle for P2 in the championship.
Anything differently that you would have done, obviously knowing how this played out on the final restart, anything differently you would have done trying to block or anything different?
I think since I had the runoff of 2 coming to the checkered flag, I think if I had moved to the inside a bit earlier, or maybe even stayed to the inside and maybe tried to force a mistake on Tane going through 3 and 4 to the checkered flag, I think maybe I would have had a better look. But I gave Tane a bump down the back straight, and then I moved and he moved, and then I moved right back to the top. I feel like that was maybe a mistake, moving back to the top, not getting the proper arc through the turn. But I don't know. That was my intuition in that moment.
Well, you made the strategy, you stuck with it, and then you make the move, you stick with it. You gotta just, at that point, it's all instinct. It's just what I'm gonna do. I will say, in all of that, a lot of drivers' first instinct would just be to absolutely ship the guy in front of them into turn 3 and just wreck them. I'm glad that did not happen. That is admirable. My own co-host here would have shipped me into the next state over for a championship. I'm sure of that. So it was very cool to see a clean finish. I know there was chaos all around and behind and sometimes next to, but the final restart, you guys were able to, here we go. We're going to settle it right here, right now. It's 2-lap shootouts or game 7 moments, what NASCAR gave us. So it's what we got.
Exactly.
But you guys able to, to race cleanly in that moment was very cool to see at the end. So, but hey, we're sitting here reporting, everybody's mad. They direct each other. Nobody's happy, and we have to sit here and interview people that are all mad. But that was a finish. I think that everybody, you see here. I said I did the very best I could. I maybe would have gone low, honest, and say, hey, I passed him. I didn't wreck him to pass him. And, everybody's, everyone can live with the finish. I feel like.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I feel like me and Tane have quite a bit of respect for each other on the track, which I appreciate that a lot. Obviously we make mistakes here and there, but yeah, that I mean, shipping someone in the last corner just to get the win is it's not how I like to do it. Of course, you have people all over the iRacing service that will, ship the president into the last turn to get a win. But I don't know. That's I feel like that's just cheap.
Absolutely, but solid finish, solid season, second in points. He had 25 starts, 17 top tens, an average finish right around 10. So a very consistent season to build off of for 2026. So congratulations on the podium, on the runner-up finish, and we'll let you get any shout-outs in if you have any.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Big thank you for you guys on this season for the broadcast at YJ Media on Twitch. You guys put on a fantastic broadcast. Shout out to Chris Claude putting the league on. I had a blast all season. Some really good drivers, really great races. Shout out to any friends or family that might be watching the stream. Shout out to my girlfriend for letting me do this every Monday and Tuesday night. And shout out to myself, broadcasting on Twitch. If y'all want a nice little VR POV of the entire next season from the number 53 Dunkin' Donuts Ford F-150, you can hit me up on Twitch at twitch.tv/FittyTrey.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again on a solid season, and we'll see you guys in 2026.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
We got McConville in the waiting room. Do you want to give him one?
We'll give him one. Mike McConville, you're on the air. Any final thoughts from what was obviously a difficult race down the stretch for the 8 machine?
Difficult but fun. I had a shot at it at the end, and that's all I really wanted. But it wasn't my night. I'm happy for Tane. He lost the 24 truck championship by like 3 feet. So good on Tane. This will just motivate me for 2026.
Yeah, I mean that was with 50 laps ago, you guys were literally beating and banging, like all fighting for the win, and then obviously all 4 championship drivers were right there going for it. So some of the best battles we've seen this season, right there down the stretch. Obviously, we know things got chippy at the end, but
well, I mean, you kind of have to expect that to get a little. With 50 to go, things get a little, gloves come off. That's what this whole format is. Who knows what the format will be next year? It was fun, even with my troubles. I quite enjoyed this race.
Yeah, that was a fun one. To sit up here in the booth. So, Game 7 moment delivered. We got our Game 7 moment. Multiple kickoff or the end of the season. So, 25 starts for you, sir. The Daytona winner to open up this season way back when in February. 13
Feels
top
like so
10s.
long ago.
Had no luck in the early part of that season. Should have had a couple more wins, but
no, easily should have 3, 4.
But solid season, consistent season. I'm looking forward to 2026.
Could definitely ask for more, but I mean, season
has
has
ups
ups and downs.
Championship, yep.
I know where I gotta get better. Definitely where I can improve on some tracks and what tracks I desperately need to improve on. Road racing. But yeah. I can't. Tane winning. Couldn't ask for anything better. He's such a good dude.
Yeah, that's a fun one. But congratulations on a solid season. You come out 3rd in the championship, and yeah, we will see you in 2026.
And I do have to say, that incident between me and Tommy, that's just hard racing, man. We're 3 wide.
It was net
Okay,
code.
we looked at it. And there was like
Under
under
10
10
to
in
go.
that code.
It was a foot in net code. Yeah, it was pretty egregious.
Yeah, I saw it after the race ended. And I'm like, oh, there was
Yeah.
air between us.
Yeah, that was a dumb way to ruin that. So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
he and I were throwing elbows at each other basically all race.
yeah.
You know, he'd hit me, I'd give him a little nudge back. So I mean, no ill intent, but coming to hit me under caution, breaking the right front, kind of soured
Oh, is
it.
that what put you over the incident limit?
Yes,
Oh.
I was good to go until he clobbered my right front.
Ah.
Yeah, but still not upset. It is what it is. You know, I said my piece over the radio. I'm sure you guys heard.
Yeah, I turned that sucker off during the race, so maybe I heard it, but
I don't have it on.
no.
They can get quite mad.
But
There was no foul language. It was basically I wanted to wait till after the race to look at the incident because I know we were 3 wide,
yeah,
and here he comes and clobbers my right front, and I keyed up. I'm like, I was gonna say I'm sorry for that incident,
but
but it is what it is now. Suck.
yeah,
Just drove you the way your team drives everybody else. You have a history, so sucks.
but
And he didn't respond, so do I feel bad? Yes, I feel bad that it took out Diego. Other than that, clear conscience.
there you have it. Heard it from the man himself. But congratulations on a solid season, and we'll be seeing everybody in 2026.
Appreciate you, fellas. Can't wait to. Gonna be happy for this little break, but I'm sure by January we'll all be revved up, ready to go, get back at it.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, you have a good one. Congratulations again.
You as well, fellas. Have a good off season.
You as well. Art, final thoughts on this crazy season?
I mean, it's been fun. Glad that we're able to keep doing this. Very much enjoy the broadcasting side of things. A lot more than a lot more success on this side than I, had in the car. And I mean, the league's been good. They've had a lot of really good moments. Honestly, the cautions haven't been as bad. Tonight does not represent the league as a whole. That was kind of like, I don't want to say it was necessarily an outlier, but
Yeah,
like
championship
tensions were
race.
high, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But I've
no,
enjoyed it.
that was
It's been
good.
good.
Yeah, we had our Game 7 moments, so NASCAR got what they wanted. Tane Honison by a tenth of a second over Brandon Pfeiffer. Then Moynihan comes up just about 2/10 short of a championship there. Obviously, there's Mike McConville 15th, Tommy Gossett 19th there, in what was a race of attrition for some, specifically Sylvain Joly and Richard Pruitt, and what was just chaos at the back of this field. Through all of that, Tane Hodison, your 2025 TNN champion, Tuesday Night Trucks for the NASCAR Sim Racing League. That'll be it for us for a while in terms of scheduled broadcasts. Might have some Wreckfest, just miscellaneous here and there. Who the heck knows? But appreciate everyone tuning in every week, and even when we see you, y'all take care.